Yo, welcome to Sports and Street Talk. My name is Josh Portis.
I'm Rob Gordon.
Rock Jones.
And today we got a very, very special guest in the building from Los Angeles, California, Ekene Ibekwe, man. Welcome to the show, baby.
Hey, welcome to the dugout, homie.
Welcome. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to me. I can't reach you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna try to do that, brother.
Yeah, he got that wingspan. He can definitely reach you from
get to it,
there.
maybe.
There you go.
Come on, that's 7'6".
Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, let's talk about it, man. I know you went to Maryland back in the day.
Yeah.
I know you from Los Angeles, California.
Yes,
I know you played overseas for a little while. And talk about that process, man. Let's jump into it. How was that process of playing basketball overseas? And did you get a shot at the NBA? Did you not? And just talk about that process now for the listeners and the viewers. As a basketball player now with the rules changing, how do you feel about that?
Well, my whole process is coming from the LA area and choosing to play in the top conference, ACC.
Talk about
at the time. My thing was always to play against, if you want to be the best, to play against the best. You know what I mean? So, I had, I was lucky to have a team like Maryland, which recently won a championship in 2002. I'm old, man.
Yeah. You that 03, 04 class. I know where you at. I know where you stand at.
But they recruited me all the way out here. You know what I mean? So I took a leap of faith and went out there and then wanted to play against the Dukes and the North Carolinas and schools like that. So, that was something that I feel like that was really big for me. Ended up getting my degrry.
What'd you get your degree in?
Criminology and criminal justice.
So you're a cop. You
the feds. Nah, man.
You a narc. You the burger feds in, John. That's Sports and Street Talk, man.
Talk a little bit about how it was winning the ACC championship with Maryland against Duke and the process leading up to that.
Yeah. Well, how was that?
Oh, it was huge, man. Coming from LA, first time seeing snow, just all the way out to the East Coast, just trying to stay locked in on just basketball. We had a good group, Hall of Fame coach and Gary Williams.
Yeah.
I had some good older guys that really kind of molded me, trying to kind of taught me the rope, stuff like that. And I was an intricate part, just being a freshman, I started as a freshman, I started the most games. As a freshman, and I was a key part. Being a post player. Coming from where I'm coming from. So it was definitely interesting, and it was nothing like it. Beating Duke.
Come on, man.
In overtime.
Yeah. How did that feel?
There's a famous.
Pow, Duke.
Yeah, there's a famous picture of this kid with a Duke jersey, you know what I mean, just crying. You know what I mean?
And you went over and slapped him in the neck.
Yeah. You probably seen it. Yeah, man. But it was an amazing just first year, just in college, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
So let's talk about the follow up after y'all beat Duke.
Yeah.
Your trajectory after that for your career. How was that? Like, what was that process like? You won, you beat Duke. Now, take us through that process, like, kind of.
Yeah, Maryland Duke. They had a bit of a rivalry. You know what I mean? And it was definitely gave us stripes on our shoulder. Just to be able to beat a top team like that. They had JJ Redick. They had Chris Duhon, Sheldon Williams.
All of them went on to play in the NBA.
Yeah, for real. And it was definitely a big thing. Especially winning the championship as a freshman, but we try to carry that on, and I mean we always from then on we basically beat Duke for the most part.
For the rest of that time
we had their number. You know what I mean, for the most part. Carolina, that was a different story.
That was going to be my next one. I was going to ask. What happened with Carolina though?
Carolina was a different story.
But so let me ask you this. Okay, so boom, you leave Duke.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You leave Maryland.
Yeah.
And once you left Maryland, what was that process like? Like entering into the draft, the workouts, the training, the process, making that transition from college to professional. How was that for you?
Yeah, going back to what you was talking about earlier. Yeah, going from being a collegiate athlete to a pro, it's a big step, and it's like, at that point, that's when you realize that not all the best players in the world.
Yeah.
are in the league. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily like that. You know what I mean? A lot of it has to do with timing. A lot of it has to do with who you know. You know, all these things factor in. You know what I mean? But for me, what I knew to do was just to try my best. You know what I'm saying? I ended up playing with the Portland Trailblazers in the summer league, and they actually had called me up to play for the training camp, but. I made a business decision to take a lucrative deal to play for a top team in Germany. Which I couldn't pass up.
Hold on, wait, we got to stop right there.
Yeah,
he said something about a lucrative deal. So let's talk about this lucrative deal playing overseas. That's a great segue. I like how you did that, Mr. Sir. So let's talk about that transition, like from NBA, because a lot of people don't understand NBA versus overseas and the difference in the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could choose to play in the league and be a sixth man off the bench or eighth man off the bench. But you chose to say, I'm gonna be the guy.
Right.
I'm gonna take my talents overseas and I'm gonna be the guy.
Right.
What do that contract look like? I just, I mean, everybody ain't gonna ask you, but I'm gonna ask you, what's that pay like? What's that pay like?
It's pretty good, man. You know, it's a lot of things that goes in with playing across the water. It's like, they'll give you a vehicle, they'll give you accommodation.
Okay. That's dope.
They pay for your taxes.
What?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, say that again to the people.
They pay for your taxes,
wow.
which is a big thing. And you're getting paid in euros, which is more
money
than a dollar usually.
That's
I think about now it's almost even.
Yeah, it's about like 50 cents more, but
you know what I mean. But
a little bit 50 cents more. Yeah.
But usually,
make a couple more dollars.
The euro is stronger than a dollar. But it's a lot of guys that play overseas that could play in the NBA, but they found themselves basically being just finding a place in the world and just being comfortable. The country receives you well.
Yeah.
You got a good relationship with your teammates and your coaches. You know what I mean? So it's all on. You get in where you fit in. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna jump up in here because it kind of reminds me of you look at the NBA, then there's always another level. There's the overseas basketball playing, right? Then you look at the NFL, then there's always overseas where you can play somewhere else, like the CFL, right? Like quarterbacks, receivers, get paid $250,000, $500,000, starting, sub-starting, ones or twos, in the CFL. The receivers get about $150.
Yep.
Basketball terms, I always wanted to know. From a paying perspective of what the overseas basketball players did. Does it get by just the years of experience? Does it get by like where your resume and the names that you played before and like how is that structured like and how they determine your value?
Back to the money.
Well,
pretty much.
Well, I mean, they go off. They definitely go off where you played, like the college you've played at.
Okay.
If you had a stint in the NBA, the G League. And then, but some guys come from small schools and then end up just doing their thing out there, playing the best basketball they've ever played in their careers. So every country has their domestic leagues, like first division, second division, third division. And then they have like a Euro League, which is basically a league with countries combined, where those are the top teams in each country that travel. Like a team from Germany travel to France.
So it's like Spain. The NBA of the Euro.
Basically, yeah, it's called the Euro League. So then you have levels of that. You got the Euro League, then you have a Euro Cup, you have a Champions League. You know what I'm saying? So those are like different tiers of.
Where do you fall in the tier? You at the top tier. You're a top tier guy.
Well, I played in Champions League and Euro Cup. That's what I played. Yeah.
So in the Euro Cup, what was your favorite place to play in?
Man, I played in my favorite place to play in because I played all over, man. I played in Germany, Spain, Turkey.
Beautiful place.
I think my favorite place to play in was probably when I was playing in the Australian League.
Tell me why.
And that's different. Well, I'm gonna tell you why, man. I'm gonna keep it real.
Break that down.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. I mean, I was playing in the country of New Zealand.
Oh.
So I was in Auckland, New Zealand, and this is the new team in the Australian League, but it's the team that represents New Zealand. So I'm just coming off a stress fracture off my foot. I missed the whole year before. So I'm coming back kind of like, regaining myself, you know what I'm saying, getting my confidence back, and winning the championship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was with a top organization, you know, a family-oriented organization, you know what I mean? They took care of me. They took care of my lady at the time, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, it felt real good, you know what I mean? It was like a family type of feel, you know what I mean? Where everybody was cool. They would have us over to eat and everything, you know what I'm saying? The owners would have us over to eat like once a week. It was love. It was all love, man. And you don't usually get that overseas.
Nah, at all.
You know what I mean? You don't usually get that overseas. Like some situations for guys is, you know, it's real shitty, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of situations, like they really don't give a fuck about you. Only what you can
That's
do.
that's kind of what I want you to talk about a little bit. Just being, you know, basketball is a team sport.
Yeah.
But talk about showing up for yourself and checking in with yourself.
As in,
like, okay, you know that you need to go in there and be a dominant athlete because you got somebody behind you and you got somebody in front of you.
Right.
Talk about showing up for yourself and your mentality walking in there.
yeah, well, I mean, you always gotta stay locked in. You always gotta stay locked in, you know what I mean? And keeping the main thing.
For sure.
You out there to produce. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. You know, we all, coming from the States, we all want to be able to, I mean, for the most part, you know what I mean, if you haven't really found your place overseas and stuff like that, you want to be able to perform well to get a chance in the league. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. You know what I'm saying?
I love that segue. If you could, at this particular point in your career, would you come back and play stateside?
Oh, I would love to play in the States for sure.
I mean, who? Like, which team? You know what I mean? We might as well get the drop first. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But you know I'm a Laker fan, man.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, they need you. You know what I'm saying? Come get it. We here.
Ain't nothing like playing for your home team. You know that got to be, you know, that got to be every hooper's. I mean, I would think it would every hooper's goal. You play for the home team.
But you be amazed. Like a lot of people come back home and you know they don't really be themselves like how they need to be.
They don't put the main thing as the main thing.
You know, playing in front of the Lakers. Now that ain't gonna happen with him. But I'm just saying, like people that's from the area, they gotta put on.
Who would you say you imitate your game off of?
I mean, I've always heard KG. I've always heard KG.
I can see that.
Nowadays, because my game, so I grew up in an era where it was right before the transition of like the 6'9" and up.
Yeah.
You know, going from being a post player to a face up shooter, you know what I mean? Stretch forward type of situation. And me naturally, I was always like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
playing that game.
And I was more or less still trying to get molded to being like a back to the basket post, you know, and that I never really felt natural doing that. So it's funny because a lot of guys say, you know, the high school game is similar to the NBA game because when you're in high school, as you would know, Josh, you the man. You can go.
Right.
You know,
do whatever you want.
You doing you
get the rock.
You
go to work.
You developing your skill. You growing. You know what I'm saying? You're giving chances to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So that and the NBA is similar because in the NBA, you know, you playing your game. You got 6'9" or 3s, and you know what I'm saying, 6'10" or 4s.
6'9" could be 1s in the
NBA.
Right
now,
yeah,
so
now.
I'm saying.
You know what I'm
saying? So like I was saying, when I was in college, I was kind of like molded to kind of be like a
post
back.
player.
You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't really like flourish. So as soon as I started playing professional, that's when I just got loose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
So the Lake Show.
You said what?
So you want to go to Lake Show?
No. You good. Yeah. What's your biggest attribute on the court?
Oh man. Basically, me at the core, I'm like I got great timing. You know, I'm a good defensive guy. You know, I'm quick with my hands. I've always been able to block shots. And I'm always quicker.
You're 6'11". That is not acceptable. What else can you do?
I'm always quick. When you
block shots. You up there by the ball.
It's always a short nigga talking. So naturally, you know what I mean. But I'm able like so. I was always compared to KG.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays people would say Anthony Davis or Adebayo even. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great comparison.
Who's your favorite player to watch?
Of all time?
No, right now.
So To watch right now. I mean, I've had fun watching the big boy from Denver, Jokic.
Jokic. I like Jokic, dog.
If you
Different. He different. You know what I
Different,
mean?
bro.
He's something we've never seen before.
Yeah, if you could have a starting five right now, what would it look like?
Put yourself in that starting five.
Okay, for sure.
NBA right now.
Yeah, I'm a slide in at the 4 right there.
Good move.
Put me in there. I'll have Big Yoke at the 5. I think. Nah, you know what? I'll have. Yeah, I'll put Yoke at the 5.
Okay.
3. You know what I'm saying? I'm never
got?
counting out LBJ, man. You know what I'm
No,
saying? He don't
Best to
like
do it.
he don't
Doing it
really
for
get
a long
in-
time.
Yeah, he don't really get in it, like, you know, like he just
Sound like a Lakers team, but go ahead. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
oh man, at my two right now,
Who you like?
Man, I gotta go back with the Nuggets because that kid Jamal Murray's been killing.
I
them,
like
man.
Jamal Murray. That's a great
Over
pick.
Book?
Great pick. Who you got at your 1?
I think so, bro.
Who you got at the 1? There's a lot of guards you could pick up.
And at the 1,
See where you go with this.
at the 1, it's a lot of guards out there. I mean, names that come to mind are, I mean, damn. I mean, y'all might think I'm crazy, but I just like that kid with the Kings, man.
Who we talking about?
De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Balling.
Yeah.
He nice.
Fox.
If you just said anything,
Baller.
he nice.
Yeah.
He don't get it. He's
You know what I mean?
unsung. For sure unsung.
He's like he's a star, but I feel like he still has.
He still got room to
You
grow.
know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like he's on his way.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Let's pivot a little bit. So we talked about like where you want to be right now.
Yeah.
Right. Steps wise, I mean, you could talk about your stuff and like this is kind of like leading into like kind of steps and goals for younger generation. Yeah. What would you say it would take to transition from a overseas player back to the NBA? What do you think that looks like?
Well, like I said, you know, when you out that way, you know what I mean. You definitely got to stay focused, and like I said, keeping the main thing.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna want you to produce.
For sure.
You know what I mean? They're gonna want you to produce, and if you don't, then you'll get sent home.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
But if you producing, you doing your job.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
It all
that
depends.
call up.
It all depends. You know what I mean? If you really out there killing, if you're getting awards, you know what I'm saying? If you're first team this, first team that, you know what I mean? You'll definitely get looked at. You know, and you know it's a young man's game. So if you're doing that at a young age, you know what I mean, you'll definitely get some looks, some workouts and stuff like that. There's always a summer league to showcase your talent. I feel like nowadays it's different. It's more avenues and more ways to actually get to the mountaintop. You know what I mean? But it's funny because a lot of guys, you know, they'll end up signing a contract, let's say for 6 figures or something, and then they'll get double that from another team, you know, overseas. When you know NBA team will look at them for a training camp, but it won't be guaranteed.
Oh,
You know
that's
what I
how
mean?
they
You could
get you.
hurt. You know what I'm saying?
It's the possibility factor.
And that's the reason why I took the chance.
You ain't got paid.
Yeah. I actually had a clause in there, but it passed up, and then they actually it's weird how it happened because the guy that was in my position, he had got hurt.
Okay.
And then they called me back, but my clause was already ended. So, I mean, that's how that happened. But those are different ways that you can definitely get a look.
We're going to get you on the Lakers, though.
Yeah,
Man, I'm
definitely,
trying.
definitely.
And you know what's crazy? And it feels good because I'm working out and I'm hooping. You know, I'm one of the elder statesmen every time I'm playing, and it's like when guys really find out how old I am, it makes me feel good because like, you know, I'll be
Still
they be like,
I don't know if you want to say. Do you want to say your age? Do you want to say
what? I thought she was what? I'd be like, yeah, man, you know, still out here, you know what I mean, running and jumping.
He been doing this for a long time,
Yeah,
man. I'm
man.
gonna take it back to a true story, man. I'm gonna take it back. He know where I'm gonna get to too.
Josh, true Hollywood stories.
Man, you know, that might be a good segment, by the way.
Maybe.
Yeah. We go back, man. He went to Carson High School, right? Mm-hmm. Carson Colts, you know, city section. they played Narbonne, Dorsey, Taft, Washington, Gardena, all the, powerhouses, during that time, the California, South Bay area. And the guy who put a ball in my hand, besides Craig Armstrong, was a guy named Richard Mason, right? Basketball coach for Carson High at the time. Didn't know who Ekene Ibekwe was. Didn't know who he was. So one day he was like, Richard was like, "Hey, come to a basketball game, man. I think you enjoy it, man. I think it's more of your feel, and you'll have a good time, and it'll be interesting to watch. Come and watch some real hoops." And I didn't know. He didn't tell me about his team or nothing like that. He was just like, "Come on.
Just come kick it.
I'm little. I'm 8, 9 years old. 10 years old, 11 years old, whatever age I was. I think I was like 10 or 11, not 7 or 8, but like 10 or 11.
Okay.
And
you just was about to age him out.
Yeah, I was about to age him out. Yeah. But I'm just talking. And so I'm sitting in the basketball arena, and people are warming up and jumping and shooting. And next thing I know, I see this tall kid that just flying, dunking at rim. I'm like,
busy.
I'm like, who is this dude? Like, he about to get busy, right? So I don't know what game it was. I think it was a Narbonne game where he had about 28, 11, and 6. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, he the real deal Holyfield. He the real deal Holyfield.
Yeah, man.
And ever since then, man, I've always admired how he played the game. He do it the right way. He likes to have fun. You talk about rim protector. That's not even the question with him, man. He can control that rim like AAD, can face up, give you buckets, catch lobs, and is a real team player. He do it the right way. That's why he's been playing for a long time, man. Just a credit to his mannerisms and how the way he approached the game, his mindset, his mentality, the way he carry himself on and off the court, the way he carry himself with his coaches, not only his coaches, but his teammates. His teammates love him. So it keeps you in the building long enough just to have more people pulling for you and growing for you too as well. So, shout outs to you, just like your character, your work ethic. I mean, but for real, man, I just love coming from my way, and the way you just been keeping your body in shape, and you've been doing it for 15 plus years is remarkable, man. You can still go out there and run with the young guys, man. It's a testimony to the way you take care of yourself, the way you take care of your body too as well.
That, brother.
Yeah, I want you to talk a little bit about coming up and growing up in LA and how you were able to plant yourself in the optimal growing environment.
Well, I got 2 amazing parents, man. My parents were really there for me.
I want to clap for that.
Man. My parents, I'm Nigerian. I'm Nigerian. My
name just gave it away.
Yeah, my full name is Ekene Ibekwe. That's my full name.
Delicibu?
You said what?
Igbo? You Igbo?
Igbo, yeah. I'm from the Igbo tribe. Yeah, most definitely.
It was my brother.
And with Nigerian parents, they definitely instill before. It's nothing about sports. They instill school, education. That's what they really
for sure
push. And from Yee High, I just knew that if I didn't take care of my books, me or my siblings, that we weren't able to even go outside.
Your father never hooped, right?
My dad never hooped, played soccer.
Yeah. Is that your first sport? Soccer?
Nah, it's not. I was born and raised here, If I was born in Nigeria, then it probably would have been different. I would always see my dad and my uncles play soccer and stuff like that. But I never really played soccer. It was always, like every normal kid, basketball, football, baseball. But yeah, going back to my parents, they definitely instilled that. Yeah, man, so I got two great parents, They really set the tone and how to act and how to be around people and just be a model citizen,
That's dope.
Just as we were growing up, they were growing up too, because my parents came out here when they in the late mid 70s, they was like in their 20s, and they were kind of just learning about the country as well, right. And just as they were growing up as parents, we were growing up too. So it's almost like,
what was your biggest challenge growing up?
My biggest challenge growing up, man, I mean, it's a lot of distractions out here in LA. You know what I mean? We know how it is. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's like it's crazy. You know what I mean? But I always knew that because you got gangs. You know what I'm saying? You got just all types of stuff. You know what I mean? People want to come kick it here, come kick it there. You know what I mean? Smoke this, do that, drink this,
we
do
the
that.
weather.
You know what I'm saying? So. I mean, not to say that I ain't never indulged in any of that. I mean, not no gangs, but as far as, you know what I mean,
The weed,
and, you know what I'm saying, kicking with my friends, but like I always kept the main thing. You know what I mean? The back of my mind is like, okay, I gotta get here. I gotta get this scholarship. I gotta hoop. I gotta do this workout. You know what I mean? It was always in the back of my mind. You know what I mean? I think I kept a healthy balance. You know what I mean? I was able to have my friends and kick it and everything, but I was always focused on basically doing what I had to do, but not really looking like it. You know what I mean? Because I was just always cool.
Give me 3 regrets, 3 things you would have done different, real quick.
Regrets? I don't think I'm really having any regrets, bro. To be honest, man. You know what I'm saying? I think everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? I think everything was written. You know what I mean? I don't really have any regrets, man, to be honest with you.
Give me 3 posterized dunks.
Posterized dunks?
Yeah, man.
I mean, I had one against Duke.
Who was it on?
Oh man, come on, man.
Who was it? Who was on? What neck was it on?
Oh man, it was I forgot, man. Who was the big man?
You know his name.
You want me to put some?
Drop it.
Come on,
Yeah. Put it on there. We need it. This is a drop.
I think I got Sheldon Williams one time.
Yeah. Who was it? Big Sheldon?
I mean, but we used to go at it, man. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and act like I never got dunked on. Me being a shot blocker, you know what I'm saying?
So that was one.
Who got you? Who got you one time?
Who got me?
Who got you? Yeah, I know who it is, but go ahead, say it. Who was it?
I'm trying to think. Hold on. Who got me?
Yeah.
Why you trying to
Who got you? Come on now. You got to come on.
Think, man.
You know who it is.
Let me see,
He played for North Carolina.
North Carolina?
Yeah.
Hold on. What?
Yeah. I'm gonna let you sit with that one. Come on.
What you talking about?
Who was it?
Now you trying to say, I need to clarify some things.
Yeah, say who
was
talking
it?
about? I don't even remember no.
Now,
North
do you know
Carolina.
anybody that got you? Did Vince get you?
Vince? No, man, I ain't that old.
I'm
man.
just saying.
I ain't that old. Damn, I'm trying to think, man. And the thing, me being a shot blocker, it's like it's gonna be guys that's gonna test you
All the time.
But
you know who got you. You know, everybody know that one person.
It's a cat from.
You had to put your head down on.
And the thing was, I think I had blocked him, one of the previous plays, and then he tried me again.
Who was it?
His name was J.R. Pinnock.
J.R. Pinnock.
Yeah, from George Washington, man. Yeah, super athlete, great player.
Went got it.
Yeah. He got me. You know what I mean?
I'm
a
gonna
real
ask you
one,
this.
man. I admit it. You know what I'm saying? It happens. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna ask you this
it's
question.
gonna happen. But I definitely blocked more shots than got dunked off. Right?
Well, that's good. That's
You
a
know
good.
what I
That's a
mean?
good
So,
ratio. I'm gonna ask you this
you know
question
what I
before we get up out of here.
For sure, man.
If you had to give some advice to a younger version of you, right? Somebody in high school at that high school level, being as though how you came up, both parents, whatever, or without both parents, one parent. What advice would you give?
That's a great question. I would tell Lil E, man, just to be patient.
Okay, in what way?
To be patient, not be so stirred up. You know what I mean? Just to take things as they come. You know what I mean? Don't be so anxious. You know what I mean? Just with everything. You know what I mean? With basketball, with school, with everything, man. Just to be patient. And to I guess that's the main thing. Yeah, to be patient.
Be patient.
Yeah,
that's a
patient,
good one.
yeah.
I mean, that's a good one. What about them women? Be patient. Now I'm just playing.
I like how you said. I like how you said it.
He's trying to go. He's trying to get me.
Hey man, I tried to catch you like 3 times. You wouldn't go.
I know, right?
I like how you said Lil E though. I tell Lil E. I like that.
That's
clever.
dope.
I like that.
And that's what I would tell my son, Lil E.
Lil E.
Yeah,
I like that.
Lil
I like
Elijah.
that.
Be patient.
Be patient. I tell my son, you know.
I like that. That's good.
Cool. Well, on that note, man, we appreciate you blessing us with your presence today.
For sure.
Man,
You know, it's
appreciate
love like
y'all,
all the
man.
time.
Appreciate
You know
y'all,
what I'm saying?
man.
Just to share your story. You still doing it, still going at it strong.
Trying to, man. Trying to.
It's respected, man, and that's why you here on the show. And a lot of people in 44 countries. I'm sure one of your countries, obviously Nigeria. Probably listening and tuning in right now.
Germany,
Germany. Nigeria. All the teams that you play for. So I think this would be a good one.
Yeah.
For one of them, the people that seen you play, in another country, do your thing. Really speak on your truth and how you see things. So it's always an honor, baby. For sure. Appreciate you, man. For sure.
Where can the folks find you at?
Find me on Instagram, Ebex25. That's E-B as in boy, EKS25. Twitter, same thing, Ebex25.
One more thing. What's next for Ebex?
What's next for Ebex? Man, just basically just trying to I'm actually been tapping into different types of training, bro. You know what I mean? Just keep my body up tight. You know what I mean? I'm tight, basically. Actually been doing like more boxing.
Okay.
And actually trying to do some Pilates, bro.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the type of things that, guys in the league, you might not see it, you know what I mean? But these are the type of things that these guys do to keep their body tight, you know what I mean? Work on them little muscles and stuff like that in their body that, especially for older guys that they probably don't even know they have, but very important, man. So that's the thing that I'm tapping in. I'm just trying to prolong my career, man. Try to go till I'm 40, man.
That's
you know what I mean.
It is.
Longevity, baby.
Yeah,
longevity.
You know what I mean?
Well, on that note, check Ekene out, man. Check him out, man. He's out there. Check him out. Check us out. www.snsntalk.net for all the latest episodes, videos.
I might be playing in the Drew League. I'm thinking about it, man.
Drew League.
Play the Drew League. Let me know.
Drew
Pull it
League.
up.
I done
gotta
did.
pull up
I done
Drew
won a couple
League.
championships,
That's highlights
man.
right there, man.
Let me know.
I done did it, man. But I might tap in, with the team redemption. You know what I mean? We won that thing in 2019 from the Kobe RIP. Yeah, man. So
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Until next, peace and love, everybody. Peace and love.
Peace.